Scavenging for ship components in Star Citizen is one of my favorite gameplay loops. So in today's video, we're gonna go see what we can find. I already found one ship here. Let's just see if I can exit here. I can definitely exit. We found a Dracosair, which is a very good find for me since this is one of my favorite ships and it's completely upgraded. So I'm very happy with it. I'm gonna steal all of its components. Maybe not the shields since they are a little bit too big to take out of the ship. But I do have my Catty here. I recently buffed the Cutlass here as well. But we got a nice little Corsair there. We can save about 1 million something just from the weapons alone. Let me just drive a little bit closer and then we'll start scavenging it. There we go, all parked nice and neatly. Let's get out of the ship and get all of those weapons. First, I'm gonna have to open up the back ramp here. I am trying to be inside of the shields so that I can at least hit the ship, but we'll see if we can get it here. There we go, back ramp is open. Very nice. Let's see if we can do something about these components inside here. But first I need to unlock the ports. It's still owned by somebody, so we are trespassing technically. I'm just going to turn off all the shields and also unlock all the ports. The shields off and then right Alt K should unlock the ports. Sometimes it doesn't work, so you need to Alt F. Actions, vehicles. So it seems like the port is unlocked. I'm just going to open up all the doors as well, just for in case we need it. Now we can steal some of the components here. Let's take a look. Here's the quantum drive. It's a Hurricane. I have no idea if this is the default. We'll have a look at everything once we're done here. Let's get it through the door here. Now I'll just snap it to the cargo grid until we have everything available to us. The jump drive didn't really come with. Let's take a look at the power plant here. Oh, that's the battery. Never mind. Here is the power plant. A star burn. For the coolers, we've got an ice drive. I don't think this is too valuable. Mostly the weapons, I believe. The attritions, which is very nice for PvE. That's all of the components. Let me just quickly check if this guy had a lot of weapons on him. So no weapons here. Let's go to the back side here and see what we can find. So the shield is too big. It's a capital shield, right? Size 3 and up, you can't loot. And then here's another power plant, so 2 star burns. Might be the default, not quite sure. And then we've got another ice drive. That's all the components. Let me throw them on my Catty Black. Here is the last cooler, ice dive. So we managed to get all of the components that's physically possible to take, except for the weapons. I'll take that in a minute. You can see everything is thrown here. I'll probably sneak all of the weapons into the side doors here. Here's the first weapon. Attrition 5. Very nice. This one is quite expensive. So very happy that we can pick this up. I'm going to throw it here. Let's get the other ones. So there should be 2 size 5s on the wings now. This is a very nice upgrade. They gave the weapons back off the Corsair, right? Here's the other one. So this is the most valuable ones. Size 4s are a little bit cheaper, but still well worth it. Managed to get it into the ship there. It's a little bit floaty, but hope we can secure it by getting it to Grimhex at the very least. I'll quickly do the size 4s as well. Here is the last size 4. Don't think the missiles has been upgraded. Doesn't seem like it quite yet, but we successfully managed to loot all of the weapons except for the turrets. The turrets are default. Don't really care too much for it. I'm mostly a solo player. I never really use the turret weapons on my Corsair. So I'll just loot this for my Corsair since I haven't upgraded it yet. Not the best loadout for me since it's very high EM, but definitely well worth it. But let's quickly go to Grimhex. I'll unload everything. And then I'll scavenge a little bit more here to see what we can get. There we go. Managed to land. Let me just see. Is all my weapons still there? Yes, they are. I'm going to unload everything. And then I'll probably give a look at how much these weapons might cost in-game if we were to buy them. At the moment, they nerfed the selling price of all components. So not really worth selling them, but definitely worth looting them. Here is all of our components. The size 5s I'll have to do separately. I'll give us an estimate of how much everything costs in a minute here. Now for the big guns, just gonna throw them on the elevator here. Hopefully both of them can snap since they're quite big. There we go. Managed to fit them. They just disappeared for some reason. I got a loading error bug here and they just disappeared. I'm gonna send it down anyways. But unfortunately the size 5s I think disappeared. Let me just quickly see. Oh wait, they're actually stored even though they disappeared. So we do have them. Lucky for us. I'm quickly gonna make a mock-up build of this build this guy ran with and see how much it cost him to put everything together. Here is the build for the Corsair that we just looted. He's on Urkel that I'm putting this together. You can see here's all the attritions, the components here, the power plant, star burn. So it's competition grade B, a lot of power. And then for coolers, ice dive, 2 of them. And we also got the quantum drive, which is industrial grade B. How much did this cost? Well, we can just say add non-stock items here. Go to the cart. In total, it cost this guy 1,384,000 just for the components. So we technically saved that, but I'm only going to use the attritions on my build since I feel like the EMs and the IRs are a little bit high for me. But let's go see if we can find more components out there. I'm quickly gonna look around Yayla, just at the OM markets, since a lot of ships sometimes break down there or they crash. We'll see if we can find anything. Well, we did find a constellation here and even a dead player out in space. Seems like this guy was probably pirated. You can see no more cargo, plus the cargo bay is open. But let's take a look at this dead player. Maybe they got something on their body. I doubt it. We can't loot their bodies anymore. But maybe we get lucky. Here's the body. Let's see if it has anything special. First, the drip. Just the regular mask and some white. We got ammo. A lot of ammo for their rifle. I guess I can sell the ammo later on. And just throw this into my little catty. Make sure we looted everything. Some tiger claw, some drinks. So very nice. Open up that whole inventory here. Other than that, they had nothing else. But a good bit of scavenging. I wonder how much that ammo can sell for. Of course, that's quite a bit. I don't really use that rifle there. But we can still sell the ammo later on. Just throw it in here. A lot of water. And we scored a couple of med pens and a tiger claw, which isn't too bad for us. There we go. Managed to find another ship here. I think it's an Inferno or an Ion. One of the Crusader ships. Let me just scan this thing and see if it has decent components. So the power plant is an Eclipse power plant. That's a stealth one you can't buy. The quantum drive is a bolt. Very nice. And the shield is a Trenta. Also a top tier shield. This guy had a pretty decent loadout and an icebox. So I'm definitely going to see if I can loot this. I think the only problem here is I will have to soft F his ship. I might get a crime stat for this though. But who cares, right? There we go. We got him. Now we can loot the components. Not the ideal situation, but definitely a necessary one. Super good components, and I no longer have to buy them. And so I've gotten a nice little ship here. Very nice upgrade for some of our fighters. Okay, Cathy is sparked. Let's see if we can loot all of those. Just gonna enter the pilot seat here. Unlock all the ports and I can open up all of the doors, making it a lot easier to see the components. Since sometimes it's difficult when the ship is still closed up. So let's unlock all the ports here. Alt K. Let's look at the bottom here. Since I don't know where the components of this thing is, I think I'll have to look on my own. Just give me a minute. Oh, I can already see some of them. So let's see if we can find all of the components. Here we can see the shields. I'll quickly loot them first. Then we'll see if we can find the other ones. Sometimes it's difficult for me to find. But here is the Trentas. Base shields that you can get for this type of ship. Gives a lot of shield HP. Next up, the coolers. I managed to find them. Icebox. Very nice. Not too bad. We also get a fuse box here. I guess I can just store the fuse for myself for later. But now I need to find either the quantum drive or the power supply. I have no idea if we even have access to it, but I'll definitely make a little round here. I managed to find a little area that we can open here Seems like it didn't open with the open up all button. You can see here's another one. But this might be maybe the batteries. Oh, it's actually the power supply. Nice. So Eclipse, very nice stealth power plant here. On this side should be another Eclipse. Nice. Go. So 2 Eclipses. Very good deal for us. Now all that's left is the quantum drive. I have no idea where that might be. I might give up on the quantum drive here. It is a Bolt, which is a very nice stealth quantum drive, but we can buy it, I believe, at Cousin Crow's. Unfortunately, I think I'm going to give up on it. If you know where to get it, leave it in the comment section below. So that for next time, I'll definitely know how to get this. But let's go see. We can store our components here. Here is all our components. I'll definitely have a look at what we got after we deliver it. Looks like there's some action at Grimhex here. Gladius shooting little Corsair here. Managed to make it into Grimhex here. Let's unload our components and see what we got. There we go. All our components on the grid. I'll definitely tell you the value of everything once I deliver it. Here is the loadout of the Ion that we looted. You can see Eclipse A-grade stealth components, which is super valuable. You probably can't put a price on this since you can only get it from the contested zones. If we go to stealth here, you can see this one here is the C grade and here is the A grade. You can't buy these. We're very pleased with getting 2 of these, but just for value's sake, let's say I equip 2 of the B grade ones, just so that we can see how much we made in total. We also got 2 ice boxes. I think he was running without 1 cooler. That's why only we found 2 of them, or maybe I just missed the third one. So the ice boxes here, also stealth grade B. We couldn't loot the quantum drive, so let's see how much in total we saved here. I'm going to add non-stock items to cart. Here we go, 417,000. We didn't have to buy anything, which is super nice. Just keep in mind that for our power plants, we got the best power plants. This is just the B grade, right? We downgraded it. Well, it's actually C grade. We downgraded it just so that we can get a numbers because we can't buy the Eclipses. So I'm very happy with what we scavenged so far. Just for interest's sake, I quickly want to see how much some of these components sell for. They're not a lot since they nerfed quite a bit, right? But I definitely want to take a quick look. So the shield generators, the Trentas, which is based in slot at the moment, is only 1,300. If we were to buy the Trentas, which we can here at Grimhex, it would cost us 56,000 just to buy. So definitely not worth selling. For the coolers, you can see it's peanuts, nothing crazy, not even over 1,000. The guns also not even over 1,000, even though this will cost us in the millions just to buy. And obviously the power plants, I would never sell these 2 Eclipses, way too valuable. But maybe the Starburn, but they provide the most amount of power in game, I believe. So definitely worth keeping if you're running with a multi-crew. And the quantum drive here, also just 1,000. So that's pretty disappointing. We did save a lot of money by looting these components, but hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, consider subscribing. Also, a big thank you to my YouTube members. I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.